Welcome back, everybody. Another week of the other team. Jacob Handy, Zachary Handy, Terrence Scott on the mics. As always, from here on forward, or at least in the foreseeable future, this episode is brought to you by Thrive Fantasy. Come prop up on Thrive Fantasy this season. Thrive Fantasy is a daily sports app for player props. They have eliminated the need to do countless hours of research because they only ask you about the top tier athletes in a respective sport. If you're playing NFL, 10 of the 20 player props to build your lineup. If you're doing NBA, MLB, PGA, esports, you choose 5 of the top 10 player props and build your lineup that way. Each prop has a fantasy point total associated with the over or under based on its likelihood to occur. Rack up the most points to win a share of the prize pool. If you're playing PGA, Thrive has contests for each day of the week. So Thursday, nobody makes the cut. Don't worry about it. You pop back in Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the whole deal. Thrive has awarded over $1.3 million in prizes since launching in 2018. You get your money for sure. Hop in, use promo code TheOtherTeam, all one word, when you sign up today. And receive an instant $20 bonus as long as you deposit at least $20. So prop up with Thrive and win some money today on account of the other team.
Dang.
Welcome,
Thrive.
boys.
What up, man? I'm trying to thrive.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Who
for
doesn't want to thrive?
You know, I want to thrive. I wake up every morning and I thrive.
It's a mentality. Thrive. Like,
Jacob just said this with some Ricky Bobby. I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence, okay?
You know,
I wake up and thrive. If I'm breathing,
do.
the world's thriving. Like,
That's what I do, dude. You know, I'm just a winner. This is who I'm excited, though, to put in my 2021 NBA Thrive Fantasy lineup. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Jermaine Cole.
Oh.
Because he's out here about to grab some.
Jeremiah Cole.
Yeah, he about to
Jermaine Cole.
he about to grab some reps, get some looks in the league. He's training right now. You know, I wish I had that. You know, like I'm in COVID. What did I pick up? Started working out a little more. Got into running. You know, picked up some just casual hobbies. J. Cole's like, COVID's kind of getting weird. I'm just gonna train for the league, dude. Just gonna go ahead and train for the league. I don't have that in me. I don't have that in my bag.
First thing I thought was, where do I send my tape? Next question was, damn, shout out to J. Cole. Like, good for you, brother. Like, I seen him playing in those open runs with the players and whatnot, and he looked good. But damn, to get an NBA tryout, that's lit. Pistons, what's good? I know your whole G League team has to be pissed. Like, what is going on here?
Yeah, for sure. I didn't see.
It should be a G League tryout.
Initially, I thought, like, man, how cool. Like, this celebrity gets a chance to, like, live another dream, and he gets to, like, go try for the NBA. Damn, like, he must be good as hell. But then I thought, like, what about these guys that grind it? You know, like, grinding it overseas, grinding it in the G League, waiting for that opportunity. Like, J. Cole gets to take an opportunity away from one of those guys. That's kind of, in a sense, like, that kind of sucks. Like, but,
so when does 2K make this storyline for my career?
Oh, man.
Rapper turned league.
Yep.
That low-key was the storyline. Remember, wasn't that guy like a DJ or something? Or was
Yeah.
his name just DJ? Or
No,
was
he
it
was
both?
a DJ. He was a DJ.
Well, no, Quick Vibrations was the one with Spike Lee, I think.
Yeah.
Frequency Vibrations. Like, what the hell kind of thing was that?
Yeah. That shit was funny. But I mean, overall, I think it is cool. Like, he must have some sort of talent. If like, he must really have talent if they're gonna give him a tryout. Like, they're not gonna let him go out there and embarrass himself, you know?
I mean, did he look that good in the All-Star Celebrity Game?
That's like Master P did it. He went out there and actually played in preseason games, and I believe he scored 12 points. And he didn't embarrass himself at all. And that's the NBA. These guys are not going to let you just score.
Absolutely not.
He definitely went out there and showcased that he could play. So if J. Cole does get this opportunity, these guys are pros. They're not going to just let him go out there and respect him because of who he is. They're not. They're going to go at him. And if he can hold his own, shout out to him. If he makes it, I'm not hating it. It's awesome to even get the tryouts. So
I mean, you almost have a bigger target on your back if you make it, because it's like, who's this outsider thinking he can come like do what we do and all this, that, and the other? Like, man, I'm about to put this man on. So you probably got a little bit of a bigger target on your back.
Yeah. You know who my first overall pick is for NBA Celebrity All-Star Games was that was his name Arnie Duncan or something. He was the senator.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he had buckets, dude. He had game. I'm like, give me him. I'll just throw it to him in the post all day. Wasn't nobody guarding that guy.
The lefty?
The lefty.
Yeah.
He definitely game.
He had game. He was like an old congressman or something like that. Like a civil servant.
They said they used to really be hooping in the White House. That's funny as
For
hell.
sure, we're hooping in the White House hard.
He get his 5, Obama get his 5. They in there just running.
Yeah, actually not. Him and Obama
Bunch
can't
of
be on the
old
same
dudes.
team because him and Obama on the same team, it was raps. Nobody was even probably scoring.
That shit got to be the most fundamentally technical 5-on-5 in America. Just a bunch of old dudes
So
from like
many-
70s
so many
basketball
solid
playing
bounce
against
passes.
each other,
What happens
all
if you
old and
hurt
ran
out?
down.
Like what? Like when he was 44. Like what happens when you go up? He goes up for a layup and you just clock Obama shit. Like what goes on there?
Obama
What
gets
happens?
up and shakes your hand. He's like, respect, man. Like, not everyone would just go at me, and you had the courage. Medal of Honor.
Comes in the White House and gets pinned.
Facts. You'd be happy about it. Competitor facts.
Do you guys have the courage to just, if Obama's got the lane right there, do you guys have the courage to go up and foul him hard? Game online. It's a game 13. It's
Point out.
12-12. Obama got a clear lane. Who's gonna
Hard
go
foul.
up and
Hard
block
foul.
him, hard foul him, make him earn it?
Me.
I ain't gonna go for a hard foul. I'm gonna try to clean this shit off the glass if I foul him.
And
I'm
if
going
you foul
straight
him,
up.
foul him.
I'm going straight up, but I'm going up with him. I'm
No
going
one
up.
here. No one here is giving Barry O just the clear lane to win the game.
No.
Absolutely not.
No,
Alright,
sir.
cool. I'm not either. I'm just making sure. I gotta see if you guys have some integrity. I just gotta make sure. You know, it's like a check.
Going in the lane, but
Going straight up as high as I can. You're not getting it easy.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna cold clock the president, but it's like, you know,
If
he's
he
gonna have
tries
to
to
earn it.
go
If
around
it's
me,
game, we know what
slap
it's
it down
like
on
on
the
the
arm.
court with game.
Yes.
You know, it's intense. I'm
Yes.
gonna have to make sure Barry earns it at the rim.
it's a few numbers I might Kurt Rambis, but we won't get into that.
Oh, I mean, some guys are liable, but Barry seems like a respectable hooper. Like you know,
Seems like, come on,
like-
don't you guys remember the?
More like that. I wouldn't close line 44 for sure.
Absolutely not. Barry's definitely a respectable hooper. Don't you remember when he was with Clark Kellogg?
oh yeah.
For like the NCAA thing, and they were just shooting around in the White House thing, and he's like, whap, and he's just out here cashing this full out when they were
Little
playing
left.
pig. Just saying, Barry had it. All right, but that's enough of Barry and J. Cole.
I like how that turned into that. First off, because we had nothing about Barack Obama in our pregame
Yeah.
talk. We never mentioned him once, and it like really turned into something hilarious there. You guys are hilarious.
Any other celebrity you think could get a pro tryout in any sport?
I mean, Quavo's been the guy the last couple of years, but not a chance. I don't think Quavo could do it. I don't think any celebrity.
Chad Johnson. Chad Johnson did get that soccer tryout. I want to see him try out again for like the Galaxy or something. Like I want to see Chad Johnson get an MLS tryout again. That'd be
Okay.
cool.
Actually, I'm so glad you brought that up. Have you seen Terrell Owens and Chad Johnson still work out? Like these dudes are insane still.
Animals. They are animals.
He runs a 4-4. Like what the hell?
I'll put him on my team just for fourth quarter. Like only let him play like one quarter. You know, because he old. He gonna blow his shit out. But
Why? Mitch can sell balls over his
I
head?
know
Come on.
my you guys know Pop's umpires the men's leagues out here in LA and all that. John Hamm, Pop said John Hamm is a baller. Like he is a legit baseball player. John Hamm and Casey Affleck play on like the same men's league team, and Pop's umpires their games. And Casey
I'm
Affleck stinks.
so sorry. Who the hell is John Hamm?
whoa, Mad Men. He's
Yeah,
an actor.
whoa.
I tell you right now, you would definitely know him if you've seen his face.
Whoa.
Okay.
He's at all
He's
the
on Mad
Cardinal
Men. I've
games.
seen Mad Men, so
He's the
He's
Mad
the
Men
main.
guy.
He's
Who-
Don Draper. He's the main guy on Mad Men.
Oh.
Don Draper.
that's dope. So he
Yeah,
could
he's a
play
G.
baseball.
Pop
Yeah, he's
said
really
like
good baseball.
Pop said he usually plays like first base or something, but he's like that fool rakes. Like John Hamm is like low key the best player on his men's league baseball
And
team.
Affleck's brother is on the same team, and apparently they just crush it. But
No,
Affleck's
Casey's
brother's like
weak.
second.
Pop said Casey's weak though.
Oh, he's weak.
It's a decent
Damn,
league.
that's tough.
It's like a decent.
Yeah,
that's
it
my
seems
brother.
like it's a decent league.
The rich boy league. It's like a Beverly Hills league.
Oh, they know cats for sure can play that.
Yeah, I'm trying to get in that league and get on one of those teams. I'd be fired, dude.
Hell yeah, I'm trying to get on John Hamm's team for sure. What the hell?
I need
The
to get on the
after
end of the-
season barbecue got to go up.
Yeah, exactly. I want to get at the end of the season party at John Hamm's house. Like, come on.
Dude, gotta be great.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, enough celebrities. Enough.
Plus
that.
one, no? Let me
Let's
be your
get
plus.
down-
Oh yeah,
Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely,
I mean, I have
absolutely.
to bring Brenda, but no offense, Jake. You're gonna have to take turns. You know.
Yeah,
You're gonna-
it's cool.
Cool. Alright, cool.
I'll hold
You
hands
guys
when we
can
walk
pick
in.
up
Wait,
on
what?
celebrity chicks though together, or I guess not. Sorry. Terrence.
Anyways,
But
can we
Jake-
get to
but
business
Jake-
today? Can we get down to business today?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Oh, shout out to that Deion Sanders trading card that you got.
Oh yeah, anyone that
Oh,
follows me
yeah.
on Snapchat.
Weird,
Yeah,
Zach,
good.
that I didn't get that.
Yeah,
post
good
on
looks. You sent that to me.
That's weird.
Sorry. I put on my story. I sent it personally to people I really care about. So Terrence definitely got it, and you just had to check my story.
It was cool. Yeah.
Anyways, did you want to get down to business? I'm sorry. What was that about?
Interesting. It's just
The pain.
it's just very. I feel like that Will Smith meme right now. Pain.
The pain.
Sorry, buddy.
Interesting, Zach. That's just that's fine. Just air it out, dude. Just air it out. It's fine.
Good. Good.
Anyways, we only got 1 week left in bubble till we get bubble playoffs. The bubble has been thriving. Still no COVID tests. Where do we want to pick up in the latest bubble news? Lakers. I thought we were going to open Clippers, but Lakers and Kuz really stole the story for today. I think we should open with them if you guys want to. I mean, that was a good-looking shot by Kuz, as much as it is cringing me to say that.
The hell, the shot. That was a great play by Vogel.
Absolutely. Ran the 2 stars right at their whole defense, and everybody left Kuz alone.
Yeah,
Bang,
he
bang.
came off the backside and was wide open.
Oh
Right?
my
That
God, it was.
And it's a great moment for Vogel to call a play like that because essentially, if he doesn't hit it and they lose that game, they've clinched. Like it ultimately means nothing. But to have a player that you're looking that needs to kind of be the third best scorer, to have him get a moment in confidence and drain that, big play by Vogel.
Not even kind of like LeBron said it last night after that win, which is weird, and it would worry me if I'm Laker fans that it's that serious. But he said like Kuz has to be their third player. Terrence have been preaching that all year on the show. And LeBron said he said if we want to win a championship, Kuz has to be our third best player, and if me or AD are having an off night, he has to be our second best player on any given night.
Yeah.
Just a lot to ask to me for Kyle Kuzma to do it. Kyle Kuzma to do every night, but
I think he got it in him. His jumper is getting better. And better.
He's looked great in the bubble. I won't lie. He's one of the bright spots for Lakers. I will say this: the Lakers are last in just about every offensive category in the bubble. Last in scoring, last in field goal percentage, last in 3-point percentage, and I believe it might be last in the 3.
Fuck it. I'm ready to say it.
Yeah.
I don't have any faith in this team anymore. I'm ready to fucking say it. They have no guard play. Guard play's terrible. Like
None.
on LeBron James to be the same LeBron James who has always just carried a bunch of guys that should not have been in this situation to the mountaintop. He used to do it in the weak-ass East, and we used to blame him for that. And I don't know if the East was always weak when he was over there. That's a different story. But it's like LeBron's in year 17. He's clearly not the same guy. He's still an extremely dominant player. He's still really good. But what they're going to need from him is a lot. And I don't know if he's able to do that at this moment for this team because their guard play is really bad. Like, people praise Alex Caruso. He's a good player. He does what he does. But when you look in the box scores, his box score isn't spectacular because he's the type of player that impacts the game without scoring. But what do the Lakers need sometimes? Well, most of the time is scoring. So, like, you can't have a bunch of guys who are just out there not helping contribute. That's why Kyle Kuzma has such a big impact on this team, and they need him to be this 20-point scorer a game and asking a lot from him because simply they ain't getting shit from their guards. Like, Deion Waiters somewhat went off last night, and everybody's going crazy, but it's like, man, he hasn't really looked good in the bubble. J.R. Smith isn't really even getting any play, so it's like their guard play is so suspect. KCP, I do like KCP, but still, their guard play is
Just got hurt.
Yeah. I like Terrence. He's a really good bad influence on me because I've been trying not to like commit to saying that, and it's like I'm ready then. If Terrence is ready, then I'm ready. I don't think I trust that team as far as I could throw them. Like I don't, and I know I got a lot of people, and I love you guys for listening. I know a lot of you guys are late. I know I have a lot of friends that listen are Laker fans. You're gonna think I'm just Laker hating because I've done a lot of it in my life, and I get that. But like all bullshit aside, just like real basketball facts, and like if you're watching the games, like I've been taking in so much basketball. I can promise you, I can look right in the camera and say I'm watching the games. If you're watching the Lakers play, there's no way you tell me that team looks good. There's no way. They can't defend the wing and they can't hit the 3, and that's the staple of good teams and decent basketball contending teams. Like in the current NBA, you got to have guys that can really guard on the wing. Lakers don't have that right now, outside of LeBron for a few possessions at the end of the game.
Selective.
And you got to be able to knock down shots. You got to be at least be more than competent from the 3, and they're below competent from the 3. Like me,
dead last in the bubble.
it's like you got to find a way to get better there, and Kyle Kuzma is a really big part of that.
Terrence
And another
said-
thing that worries me too, my bad, Jake, but another thing that worries me too is with AD. Like AD's a spectacular player, but one thing about AD has always proven in his career is he gets hurt, and they're gonna need AD to be number one. Because obviously, like I just said, like LeBron's great, but he's kind of taking a step back, and it's clear AD's their best player, and they're gonna need AD to carry them. And if he even gets a little tweak injury like he usually does, knock on wood, because I hope he doesn't get hurt. You don't want to see any player get hurt, but. It's just they have so much pressure on their main core that it's so tough to trust this team because you're gonna need LeBron and AD to play phenomenal every game, and then on top of it, you're gonna need Kuzma to play really well every single game. And then when you look after that, where are you gonna get other guys to play that gonna give you that enough to win to beat teams like the Clippers?
Enough to get over, especially in this Western Conference. It's a tough conference.
Yeah, because like. I don't think they lose in the first round by no means. Like if they run into Portland, they will probably beat Portland. But
oh, though,
if they beat them, it's going to be grueling.
It's going to be tough, and the bubble's already so weird. LeBron already said it's hard to play in these empty gyms right now. He hasn't played in an empty gym. It's just weird to me. It's like I don't know if you should trust this team right now. I'm not saying they're going to lose and sell stock if you're a Laker fan, but. I wouldn't be out here either running my mouth like this team is a lock to win.
Who knows? By next week, I might be saying that.
But there was two things Terrence said in that opening thing about he mentioned Dion Waiters and JR. Yeah, Dion Waiters played well last night, and it
Felt like he really popped off. He had 12 points, which is good.
That's what I'm saying.
But it wasn't like he he didn't snap for 20 points. And then you mentioned JR, who didn't get any minutes, but somehow they found a way to get Horton Tucker 5 minutes. You know what I mean?
He should play.
He should play more. But that's worrisome. That's worrisome right there. And then back to LeBron, who has been, I mean, I won't say he's been terrible in the bubble, but he hasn't been great at all. I mean, he's shooting right around 40%. He was hovering at about 38%, and he shot 42% last night, 9 of 21. He's not been as effective as you'd like him to see. I mean, yes, he had the 12 assists last night, which is obviously super LeBron-esque. He's a floor general. But those are things. I mean, I'm telling you now, if they run into Portland, that is a nightmare scenario to me for the Lakers because they can't guard anybody on the perimeter, and you're gonna have Dame, CJ, and Gary Trent just rifling jump shots out there.
What's up with Danny Green? He can't make a shot for anything. Right?
This is
okay. How do I get a Zach? How do I get a Danny Green low light every night of him airballing a finger roll? Like every night, I keep thinking it's the same one, and then I'm like, wait, they're playing Denver, and the last time they were playing Houston. Like what? Every night he airballs a finger roll layup.
Such a big win for the Lakers, and you go look at the box score. It's like, dang, like they beat the Nuggets, and Jokic and Murray did play, but they didn't play at the end of the game. They only played 25 minutes, and LeBron and AD are playing 38 minutes a night right now, playing 38 minutes trying to get this team looking right. And it took a 3-pointer by Kuzma on a great drawn-up play. Like that worries me. A lot of teams are like playing their guys a little bit less down the end of these games, getting ready for playoffs, and the Lakers are got their guys out there for 40 minutes. On a game where they already clinched, because in my eyes, that tells me they're trying to get this team right, and they don't feel right really at both ends of the floors, and I know they can't feel right offensively.
LeBron had 5 turnovers, so...
Yeah. I mean, 12 assists, though, that's still pretty solid.
And
yeah, but still, playing against Denver, and you was playing against... And Torrey Craig didn't even play the majority of the game, like Zach's saying. Like, they were running in and out their starters, their second and third team players. So it's like, you played the whole game, and... I don't know, like LeBron's still spectacular, but it's just like the proof is in the pudding in a sense. Like he's definitely not the same player, and it's father time is undefeated. I can't say it enough. Like it's no knock on LeBron, but until he steps up in the playoffs, which I do think he does have that gear, but does he have the gear to carry them all the way to the finals is the question, because we all know he's gonna have those performances where it's like that's the best player. No, that's LeBron. That's LeBron. Yeah. LeBron James. We're gonna have moments where that man is like, wow, like why did anyone doubt me? He gonna get on Instagram, post some corny ass shit because he just dominated like he always does. But
he's a man. Like
yes, he's still LeBron. I'm not hating on this man at all, but it's like, is he going to be able to have those performances with the team he currently has? Because they're gonna need him to have those performances all the time to get them to where they want to go. That's the question.
Yeah, I don't want this to be misconstrued as like a big Laker hate segment or anything like that. Like, I'm trying to be as honest I can to everyone that listens to this podcast. Like, watching the games, this team doesn't look good, and there's no way you can really be watching and not think that. I think this is like warranted criticism.
It's nerve-wracking for sure. All right, let's get to our Clippers. Tough L to Brooklyn again. I'm sick of I'm sick of before we even get into bubble beef, because bubble beef is next. So just hang on with me. Hang on, we'll get into bubble beef next. But I'm sick of the whole because this has been every Clipper loss, all 30 of them, or however many games we lost this year. I don't know. Every single loss is well, we don't really care because it's not the playoffs, and once we got the playoffs, we'll be healthy and right. Yeah, to a degree, I get it. Like whatever, but
It's the same reason why we're knocking the Lakers.
Exactly. Like,
I want to start recording twice a week because we're due for one of these freaking losses a week, and I'm sick of having to do it. Like, we got to start putting out 2 episodes a week so we can get the Clippers after their W and not after their stupid giveaway loss.
Yeah, like, I don't care if you didn't have Trez and PG and Pat Bev playing in that game. Kawhi and the rest of that supporting cast is good enough to beat Brooklyn and not be down by 21. Like, yeah, maybe you lose like a nail biter because Brooklyn is shooting the lights out again. But that's the other thing. I'm sick of that.
Joe Harris at 25.
Bro. But that's the other thing I hate. Like, and then we get on here and it's like, yeah, well, they just had a crazy shooting night. Well, yeah, because we played fucking lazy ass shite defense all night. Of course they snapped and were hitting jump shots when nobody was closing out, well, or making a rotation. It wasn't like Brooklyn hit 42% off contested jumpers. No, that's not at all what happened. And I'm just, once again, it's annoying. And it's like, are we just going to expect them to be like, okay, playoffs are here. Click, here we go. That just doesn't.
They hit 23s, though, on 46%.
Brooklyn shot a clip I've never seen, I think, a team shoot. They shot absurd. Like, they couldn't miss a shot that night. That was kind of like a night that, to me, like one of those nights where, like, you just weren't going to win the game. Like, you just weren't. The other team was just hitting so many shots, and it's annoying. I'm more interested in what the Clippers have done other than that Brooklyn game because that was just... They couldn't miss. Joe Harris was putting the ball on the floor. He was like 5 of his first 5 from 3. Like, dude went on the floor like hezzy up and under. I was like, yeah, the Nets have it tonight and the Clippers don't. Like, it was that bad.
To me lately, from what I've been seeing in the Clipper games, if any red flag that I've been seeing is that they're supposed to be this great defensive team, but their guard, like they've been playing against opposing guards, we've been cooking them. To be honest, like Luka had great games. Karis LeVert had 27 and 12 against them. Like he was cooking against them as well. Like all these guards are having really good games against the Clippers when they're supposed to be this spectacular perimeter defensive team, and that's not showing right now. So that's been interesting to me in a bubble.
The ironic thing for the Clippers is the game they looked like they were kind of trying to lose. No Kawhi, and then they sat PG down the stretch was the Portland game. And then they end up winning it because Dame misses free throws,
and
which is like, right. Like it looked like a game they were like, we would like to see. I don't know if that's really what happened. It definitely felt that way. Cue the X-Files music. Do 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 do. Oh, we want Portland to see the Lakers. Let's kind of toss this one away. We don't care, and that's the one we win. That's like, I don't know.
Shout out Rodney Magruder, man.
Rodney Magruder.
I slander Rodney Magruder so much. Anyone in text message starts with me. No offense, Rodney. Just as like a, as an NBA fan, man. We be popping off on people, and I always be saying like, man, Magruder be frustrating me. Like, does he ever? But way to knock down the big one, kids. Send him home.
So, but the real storyline, other than that really came out of that was we have bubble beef. Like we have beef now, and it has spilled over into interviews. It has spilled over into Instagram. Spouses and family members are saying things that probably shouldn't be said and addressed.
Well, when you look at that Blazer game, just going back still on the perimeter defense, McCollum had 29, Lillard had 22, and Anthony had 21. So those are all wings still getting a lot of points. So it's big. Kawhi didn't play, PG didn't play a lot that game, but we're still supposed to, well, I shouldn't say we because I'm not a Clipper guy, but the Clippers are still supposed to be this perimeter defensive team with all of these guys. That's been the mantra all year. It's not just Kawhi and P who can lock you up. It's Marcus Morris. It's all these other guys. You got Shaman. You got you got a bunch of guys who can switch onto wings and defend them, and that ain't showing right now. So,
Yeah.
but I don't know if it's a big thing to be concerned about because it does look like the Clippers are a little sandbagging to get to the playoffs. But we can't bash the Lakers for that. And
I
then
hate it. I
overlook
absolutely
the
hate it.
Clippers
And
doing the
same.
same shit.
Yep.
It's I don't think it's like a
Who
healthy
likes to
habit
go
to
into
build.
the play? Yeah, who likes to go into the playoffs looking like crap?
Not
But
playing
the
well.
Bubble Beef is lit, dude. You should not get family members involved. That is not
Bubble beef.
it.
What- okay, thank
Damn,
you.
it is
Yeah,
turned up.
Woo! I mean, it's hot. The bubble beef is hot, and then okay, so we all know what happened, right? Pat Bev's chirping. Well, first, Pat Bev's doing Pat Bev and kind of chirping. Dame cooks. I don't know. He cooks somebody on our team that's a backup, and then looks at Bev and says, "I want you out here," which I'm
Fire.
I'm fine.
I love it.
Love it. I want all of it and more.
I love it.
Because then I want the next time we play, I want Pat Bev out there, and I'm willing to suffer the consequences if he gets cooked. But I want that interaction. I want that interaction of him trying to lock in 94 feet on Dame, and then Dame probably gonna hit 36-footer right in his fucking socket. You know what I'm saying? I love that. And then at the end, right? Once you do that though, Dame, you have to be willing to accept this part of the game, right? We all know this is Dame time. I do it all the time because I love Damian Lillard more than most any non-Clipper out there, you know? And Damian misses the free throws, and so they start clowning. Oh, Dame time, Dame time. Clippers steal the win. That was a steal. They didn't even look like they wanted to win the game. So people's feelings are hurt. You know, you're mad. Tough L. Blazers are playing for something really special right now. And then the Instagram comments come in. Pat Bev says something like, "Be seeing you, you're getting swept" or something. And then
Cancun.
Cancun on three. And then Paul hops in and said, "Yeah, you're going home this year, brother." And then this boy Dame really got mad, so he's like, "Well, you just keep team hopping. You know, you don't even like the grind." Which is, I mean, he has played for multiple
And he
teams.
said, "I sent you home."
Absolutely. Right, and then
Last
so
year,
then after the game,
best game winner ever. Like what?
right. And he talked about, "Bev, I already sent your ass home like 3-4 years ago, so I don't know what you're saying," which is great firebacks from Damian Lillard. Absolutely top tier comments. And then Damian Lillard's sister gets out there, starts talking about Paul George and his wife, who is a dancer. We'll just say she's a dancer, an entertainer.
It's 2020. Don't judge no one.
She's a former dancer. Lou Williams would love her profession. We'll just keep it like that. And then it just kind of got nasty. But then Dame kind of backtracked a little in the Chris Haynes interview. If you guys saw that, he asked him, like, "So would you like to see the Clippers in the playoffs?" And Dame's like, "Well, I didn't say all that."
Yeah, because
let's not be
nice.
stupid.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's crazy. Like, I don't know. I love it. I love every bit of it.
I just the next day Dame came back and dropped 51 and was like, "You know what I'm about, though. Like, you know what this is about." I love Dame. I love that.
Fucking lootly.
Yeah. I mean, they had tweets from Dame saying, like, if you could bring someone over, who would it be? And he said, like, Paul George was, like, someone he had named. So it's like, how you going to say, like, you were low-key recruiting him, but you're also going to hate on him for saying he left his
But when
team.
did he say that, though?
It was probably,
was
like, I think it was 2017 or something like that, like a while ago.
Also, he's not really recruiting. They asked him a question.
Yeah, but was it when he was still in Indiana before he jumped on all these other teams?
I would assume he's probably towards the end of his Indiana career. It looked like, if I had to guess, I don't have the tweet in front of me, but I believe it's probably towards the end of his Indiana career.
Could have been right into OKC. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
If he's still in Indiana, I wouldn't knock Dame honestly at all for this because what he's saying to Paul now is like, look at you, dude. Like, you really trying to cheat the grind and bouncing from team to team to find your right spot to get a ring. Like, yeah, it would have been. It's okay to leave your team one time to go to a different situation, but now you bouncing around searching. I think that's what Dame's point was. Like, if he would have just came straight up to Portland from Indiana, I don't think anyone would have an issue.
Leaving's leaving in my eyes with the way Dame phrased it. Like, leaving's leaving, and you low key was down for him to leave to come to your cause. But now that he's leaving for a personal cause, he's like low key, he's weak for that. He's not grinding.
I will say this too. They asked him a question. Who would you like to play with? Who do you think would fit well with you? He said Paul George would probably be great over here. I mean, he didn't recruit him. They asked him a question. What do you think? Paul George would probably fit great on us.
Isn't that funny? That's what I've been saying. Orlando needs. They need that superstar wing.
Portland, you mean?
The package C.J. McCollum. They probably should to get Paul George, but they're stupid.
I will say this. I think Paul George made a fair case. He said that for my first destination, I've already done more damage than you've done your whole career in Portland, and I think that's kind of fair and probably true.
Yeah, I mean, I have the numbers.
Conference finals, but
Paul George ECFs against the Heatles took him 7.
Paul George is better, at least numbers wise, than Damian Lillard in every category come playoffs, other than assist.
Yeah, I know. I saw that stat. But all the other stats was borderline close too.
But Paul was better.
Yeah.
I love it. It's great basketball. Like it's just
Great.
That's great.
And here's
basketball.
the thing: if Portland does, let's get crazy. Cue the X-Files music again. Let's say Portland does beat the Lakers, and then they're hot, and down the road, who knows? You get an 8-2 matchup in the Western Finals or whatever that would be. Man, would
they
that be?
beat the Lakers? I'm gonna go stupid mode, and I'm just blind for Portland at that. Damian Lillard must have been averaging 40, so
Hey,
I'm super blind at this point for the Portland Trailblazers, and I don't care who they play at that point. I'm just picking Portland.
I think it's a tough matchup. I really do.
But that would be the dream scenario after everything that just happened.
For sure.
For the world to see. I don't know if Clipper fans would even want to see that because Damian Lillard with a grudge just doesn't seem like anything I want to be a part of.
I think Portland could really get at the Lakers is because, like we said, they have really no guard play, and they definitely don't have any perimeter defenders like that.
Who's checking him? Damian Lillard.
Like,
Who?
Who's checking him or who's checking C.J. McCollum? Like that's their whole game is they score from their backcourt.
I'll tell you who's checking them both: barbecue and chicken. That's who's checking them.
What about Alex Caruso? Come on, man. What about Alex Caruso? Lockdown defenders, man. Come on.
Okay, so probably the best story. Let's move out of LA. Probably the best story, and actually a story just broke on how they got introed into their game today. Phoenix still hasn't lost. They still haven't lost.
Shout out to my man Booker.
And here's the thing. They're trying to make up for the Draymond slander. They're the first team today, and this is actually really cool. They had all the players have their family send in a video for their intros, and all the family did the player intros today for the Phoenix Suns. So take that, Draymond Green, says Phoenix. I don't really care either way, but that's Phoenix definitely had to do some cool stuff after Draymond was out here on national television throwing him under the bus.
I love what Phoenix is. I wouldn't want to say that. Let me not say that. But I love what they're doing in the bubble. But that team is dysfunctional in organization. So I get why Draymond said it. But Booker is amazing.
Booker's amazing.
Aiton's a baller too.
I actually think for the first time in years, the franchise is actually moving in the right direction. And I think for the first time in a long time, it kind of has a core or a small staple of something they can build around. So I think Draymond was kind of being a hater and just wanted to see his homie possibly on his own team, because guess what? They're in need of another wing. Wouldn't be bad, or he wants to see him go anywhere else. I thought it was a little bit of hate for me. I don't know, with the Draymond thing, because I think the Suns are finally in the right direction.
But the year before, they just traded the man who's leading the bubble for cash.
The TJ Warren thing.
And then they had
terrible move.
The funny thing was they had just drafted Josh Jackson a few years ago at the same position, and they're like, okay, well. Cool. Now you just freed up Josh Jackson's spot to let him play. Plot twist: they traded Josh Jackson.
But they let Josh Jackson play. He stunk. He's not good in the NBA.
But that's almost more to Terrence's point. Like, you got rid of T.J. Warren to give Josh Jackson some time, and then got rid of both of them because Jackson stunk.
Like, none of it makes sense.
You should have just shipped Jackson and let Warren go nuts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, no front office is perfect. But I see what Zach is saying. I see what you're saying.
They did find us because everybody did hate on that pick in Cameron Johnson when they drafted him in the lottery because he was an older player. I think he played 5 years. And he was 22, 23 years old, and everybody was mad at him. But he is 6'9" with a clapper, and it helps on that team because we already talked about it. Phoenix is definitely doing what Houston is doing in a sense, just putting the ball in the best player's hands and letting him create. So what you want to do is put up shooters around him, and that man can shoot. Mikal Bridges is definitely playing better. If he can become that 3-and-D lockdown player, Phoenix have some young pieces. Sarge is a nice knockdown young stretch four. He ain't gonna play no defense, but he'll hit some threes.
I will say this: if your player development is good enough do not worry about age too much. The Raptors have the 26-year-old rookie right now, Matt Thomas, who's playing out of his mind. San Antonio, another team notable for a lot of good player development. They're always bringing in guys 24 to 26 years old, first year in the league, and turning them into very good basketball players. So if you have the player development and you can trust it, don't put too much emphasis on a guy that's not 20, 21, 22, you know?
Most teams don't, though. That's the thing, though.
True.
It's like 4 teams that are good at player development.
Raptors are crazy. I don't know how they keep doing it.
I don't
The
know.
Raptors are
I don't
great
want to
at
get away from the Suns real quick either. So what if so Suns sneak in, right? They don't lose. Say they go perfect 8-0 and they sneak into the bubble or the 8 seed. Let's just play real quick. Are you worried like the Blazers against the Lakers at any point? I'm not even.
No, I think
I
Lakers. I think the Lakers would beat
They'll
them in
sweep
like
them.
5.
Yeah, they might sweep them.
The only reason why I give Portland a chance is Dame. Dude, like Dame can...
They're
they
just
have
like
more
high-powered
options.
and they look good. Nurk, like they have a lot of options. Absolutely.
Right. Where
I was just curious.
Yeah, Phoenix is more like if you contain Devin Booker, it'll be hard for them to win 4 games against you.
Jacob really be anti-Lakers. I had to see if I could catch him all hyped up right now. See if you got hell yeah, Suns in 5. Like you know,
I'm
see if I can grab him.
anti-Lakers to a point, but I'm reasonable, dude. Come on.
I think the best way to say it is like, and it's not even a slight on the Lakers, is why we keep hyping Portland so much, is that Portland's not an 8th seed. They wouldn't have been
when
an 8th
they're
seed.
healthy. They're so much better.
Like Phoenix is an 8th seed though. Like no matter how you look at it, that team would have been an 8th seed. So like the Lakers are just a better team, but it could get weird because like Booker looked around the pass yesterday. Was like nobody's open. All right, screw it. I'm gonna shoot it from half court and nothing but net. Like
I know Terrence was really excited about this, and I felt like it was a bit of a letdown. Warren and Butler round 2, first round in the bubble. It just didn't seem to live up to the hype. I think you had mentioned it to me. If we get a full series of it, it'd be a little better. But I mean, it was fun, and I wanted it to be funner, more fun. I'm sorry, Zach, shut your mouth.
I watched it. Like I said, I tweeted about it a lot. It definitely was disappointing because everybody was talking about the matchup. Jimmy definitely won the battle between them. He didn't play well in the first half either, but Warren just simply didn't take enough shots. But it also was a credit to the Miami defense. They was trapping him and not really allowing him to score or allowing him to beat them. So
yeah, when you got a guy coming in averaging almost 40 in the bubble, like you have to do that. Like it's just you can't let your egos get in the way and be like, all right, Jimmy, go line up.
Stock up. Fuck the devil, man. Just check this. I thought that's how they was gonna do it. Just roll the ball out there, mano a mano. You said
Eric
he's a bum.
Eric Spoelstra don't play that shit, dude.
I know.
Spoelstra don't play that.
But it's weak though, like because I wish they would. Because it's like you said.
I feel you.
You said he was a bum because Warren was checking him on the other end too, because Warren's not even a great defender like that, which was pretty cool though from his part that he did check Jimmy on the other end. So they did keep the beef and they did guard each other, but it was disappointing. And Warren only took 14 shots, man. On his credit, like if you're gonna talk, you gotta pull more too. But he wasn't trying to force shots, but
He was trying to stay within the game.
yeah, but it's like F that, dude. Like, I need y'all to just go at it, but it was disappointing. If we get a whole series, we'll get more fireworks for sure.
And then one other thing in the East I wanted to touch on. Ben Simmons out for the year. How bad does it hurt? Does it not hurt at all? Because not Terrence doesn't really believe this. Zach and I have said that him and Embiid and Simmons can't coexist. So do you just run everything through JoJo now, and it might, things run better?
Embiid hurt?
Embiid is also hurt, but
Not
I'm
out for the year, though.
the season yet.
No, he should be ready he should be good for playoffs if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, I haven't heard that he's out for a year. So
I do think it's
Embiid is
better.
still expected to play.
I think it's better for them that Simmons is out because obviously Brett Brown wasn't gonna figure it out on the fly. So
here's
might
the
as well.
thing, though. If
They're better statistically without Ben now.
if Philly, Philly makes a bit of a run, how hot is the market for Ben Simmons, and how likely are they to trade him? Would be my next question.
Highly, both highly. People are gonna want him, and they're gonna want to trade him. I think.
Are you giving up? What are you giving up? One first rounder? You can't give up multiple first rounders for Ben Simmons.
People will want him, but his value wouldn't be what he's worth because of the injuries, and he's already had a couple of injuries, and he's a bigger guy. It's just gonna.
You could get a first rounder out of that.
Oh, at least one.
Yeah,
Ben Simmons. He's the most overhyped player in the league.
I wouldn't trade.
But I don't know if an exec
Early
would fall into
talks
that.
were that they had discussions already with Cleveland, and I was like, that's exactly where you're going to see Ben Simmons go and rot away because he's overrated.
Screw it. You know what? You know who should trade for Ben Simmons?
Say it. Say something crazy. Portland.
No.
No,
Jake.
what? Shut up, Jacob.
No, really? Really,
No.
who should trade? The Golden State Warriors.
Oh yeah, go ahead. They're
No.
fucking nonsense over there. If you want to turn them into a 4,
Go
one dribble
convince
drop step
Giannis.
4.
Go convince Giannis to leave Milwaukee. Get him for free.
Good luck with that. If you can get Giannis, obviously, who the fuck gonna go after Giannis, Jacob? But of course. But Ben Simmons is no bum, and he would definitely fit well on that team. Put him around a bunch of knockdown shooters. That man will excel. It's a bunch of open lanes, and Curry likes to play off ball anyway. Klay Thompson never wants the ball in his hands unless he's shooting it. So 12 dribbles, I can get 12 dribbles and get 50. Just pass it to me.
That's still so wild.
That's
I
really
would.
good spot for him, honestly.
When you say it out loud, it makes a lot of sense, actually.
There's like less pressure. He's not like the main focal point. You know, he can kind of ease into the background and play around those Hall of Famers that have already built something great there.
And he'll be playing downhill almost the whole game
It's a
because
good
of
spot for an overrated guard.
this guy had to slide him. That's me and Trubisky. I can't hate.
Sips cup.
Last bubble topic, last one. 6 days. The playoffs will have started in 6 days. Race for 8. Let me break it down for you right now. Race for 8 in the West. Memphis leads Portland
By half a game, and
now San Antonio has already won today, so they lead Portland and San Antonio both by 1/2 game, and they lead Phoenix by a full game. Remaining schedules for everybody's left in this scenario. All 3 teams play today. Memphis plays Boston.
right now, they are down 19-13 in the first quarter.
They have Milwaukee after that. Tough matchups for the Grizz. Portland plays Dallas tonight. Then they get Brooklyn, but Brooklyn is on fire right now. Phoenix
Playing Philly right now, tied at
51, almost halftime. And then they get Dallas to close. Very tough matchup as well. San Antonio blew out Houston and gets the team that I don't think anybody likes at all, about as much as the Lakers, Utah last. Be ready, gentlemen. We are locking in your pick for the 8 seed, and we will revisit it next week. So be ready.
Who was the last team you just named?
I gotta make commitment.
San Antonio, who has already beat Houston today, and they end with Utah.
I gotta make commitment issues right now.
Commitment for sure, and you got to be ready for
exposure. I'm writing them down as we say them. For exposure.
I want Portland, but it sounds like the Spurs.
Pressure.
How many games are the Spurs back?
Now that they have
one after tonight.
Yeah, so Spurs have already played today, so they sit right now at half a game back. If Memphis loses, no, only one left because they've already played their game today. If Memphis loses to Boston, then Spurs are tied. Memphis got Milwaukee left. Spurs got Utah. Portland also, if they win today.
Memphis clinch tonight if they win?
No, because there's still 2 games left. They'd have to. It's going to come down to the last game.
Okay.
And possibly a playing game.
Are they doing that?
Yeah, if 8 and 9 are tied, it's a best of 3, I believe.
Oh, it's only if they're tied. Okay.
So yeah, that's where we sit right now. If Memphis loses to Boston and everybody else wins, then you're going to have San Antonio and Phoenix tied with Memphis, and Portland would be a half game up on everybody with Brooklyn to play.
I'm ready to commit. I can commit.
I'll let you guys, take a second to think it out if you need.
I'm ready.
But you need to. Pick will be made today. Terrence Scott, Portland Trailblazers. Zach, you wanna, you need a second there, Chief?
I'll be the Spurs though. Damn it.
Spurs
I'm
have missed the
ready to
postseason
commit.
in about 2 decades, if I'm not mistaken.
No, that snapped the other year. They missed out the other year.
They made it last year. Year before last, did they make it?
Yeah. I'm ready to commit to Dame. I'm ready. He's gonna get it. They're probably gonna win both these games. They'll probably beat Dallas and Brooklyn.
This podcast is not ripe for a shakeup. I'm also going Portland. If I had to pick somebody else, since we're all gonna go Portland, I'm going to say Phoenix. They just got the magic right now. They just seem to have the magic, especially if they beat Philly tonight. Man, I would say that is looking crazy dangerous.
Phoenix is gonna be Phoenix and trick that game off tonight against Philly. It's no Embiid, no Ben Simmons, and they're gonna still find a way to lose that damn game after being undefeated in the bubble.
Am I just wishing Portland into this because I want them to play the Lakers?
I think I'm in this about. No, I think in a sense like this, looking at all those teams, I think Portland's really just the best team, and I don't think either of their last two games are really like overly hard matchups where like they have to pull a miracle. Yes, the game against tonight against Dallas is obviously very formidable. Dallas is probably the better team. Maybe not though. Like they might not be. Portland fully healthy is probably like a 4 to 6 seed in the Western Conference. Could lie anywhere in there. So it's hard to judge them right now coming back fully healthy and they're hot and they're playing well and Dame's going for 50. I think out of those remaining teams, you're going to pick they're essentially all nearly tied. I'm going with the best team. I think that's Portland. If not Portland, San Antonio. We have I think San Antonio's got the easy route with Utah next. Like that's just like what? Come on.
I mean, I can't agree. I can't disagree with you. San Antonio has the schedule advantage in all this, I think, but Portland, like you said, is just the best team. So that's where I go with that.
Yeah, we're ready to move on to baseball or Wubble. Anyone got any Wubble stuff? What's going on in the Wubble? Anything crazy? I know Sabrina set game 2 was a lot better than game 1.
But she's still hurt, right?
Yeah, she's still hurt. I know Kennedy Carter got hurt too.
Yeah. Well, keep an eye on Sabrina.
I haven't been up on my bubble. I won't lie, or my Wubble. I'm sorry. I haven't been up on my my Wubble takes.
I got good news. Ready? Is everyone ready to drum roll? Before we go to the MLB, you got the other team's next sponsored ad. That's right. We got another one for you guys. 5starvintage.com. This podcast is now brought to you by 5 Star Vintage. You want fire vintage jerseys, t-shirts you haven't seen in years, go to 5starvintage.com for the best retro gear. If you go now, use promo code OTHERTEAM, all one word. You're going to get 15% off your next order. I'm going to tell you right now, all three of us know the man that owns this business and has been running it for years. He's got killer stuff. He's always taken great care of it. He's going to take out the stains. He's going to get it in the best condition he could really get it in. It's honestly one of the best like thrifting sites out. We've all used it. We've all got gear from here before. It's fire, man. He's got really good stuff. If you're into that type of stuff, don't miss out on this opportunity to get 15% off. 5starvintage.com, promo code OTHERTEAM, all one word. I promise you, that's probably one of the best ads we're going to ever feed you on this show. Some of the most fire retro gear I've ever seen in my life, man. He's got really good stuff. Go check out his website. I guarantee you're going to want to buy something there.
Yes, sir. Check it out. Use the promo code the other team.
Yep, and he's a big sports nut himself, so I'm sure we'll have him on here one day. We'll have to tap into that even deeper, but definitely go there, support, get some cool gear. Other team, 15% off. On to the Diamond, where I guess it's getting more and more normal. It's getting better. The Cardinals still can't figure it out. I guess we can just say that real quick. They can't figure it out. They're just borderline dumb. But besides that, I mean, the two names that come to mind right now, for Tatis, number one. You can't think baseball right now without Fernando Tatis Jr. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
Terrence is
one of my favorite players.
Boy for years. I would say 2-3 years. Jacob knows this. Terrence and I are like the MLB pipeline guys. We'd love to get in on the guys rising through the ranks and the draft picks and the guys coming up and who's going to be the next guy. And man, Terrence has been on Tatis for a while. Seems like every ball he hit is screaming into the
baseball.
Yeah.
Man, we didn't play fantasy baseball.
Yeah. That's
okay. I got some crazy Tatis numbers here. Okay. I believe he still hasn't not got on base once this year. Like he's been on base, walk or a hit every game, I believe. But here's
good?
It's decent. It's okay.
All right, okay.
Slightly above par.
But here's another one, right? So he's batting .328. That's good for 22 hits. Out of his 22 hits, over half of them are extra base hits. 13 of them are extra base hits. 8 homers, 4 doubles, and a triple. He doesn't even hit singles. He's not even slapping singles around. Like, he's just gapping everything. Hard contact.
Oh yeah.
Dude's
that's gnarly.
everything. That's crazy.
That's absolutely gnarly. That's good for a 776 slugging percentage. I'm sorry.
He's probably leading candidate for MVP right now. I guess if you're
NL?
gonna go early NL MVP, you're probably gonna go him.
Yeah.
On the flip side of the league, Judge is just absolutely tearing up. And one more thing on Tatis is the leather. He's already made multiple like highlights over there short. He's not like a future DH. He's like a future A-Rod to hold it down for a while in his 20s and really handle it. Like, man, especially he's 21, right? 20 or 21. Unbelievable.
What made me like Tatis so much was the fact that I forgot who represents Hosmer. I think it's Scott Boras. He was like, when Hosmer first signed there, he was like, it's a lot of players in this pipeline that you guys is why he signed here. Like, they're gonna be good in a few years. And then fast forward, Machado goes over there, who is traditionally a solid ass shortstop, and moved right over to third base with no issue whatsoever because he knew what that boy was coming up with. It was a bad man, and that right there just stood out to me. Like, Machado didn't argue going to third base at all. He was perfectly fine with it because he knew what was coming and knew Fernando Tatis Jr. was a bad man.
Man, he's great. He's spectacular. On
My
the
one
flip
knock-
side, Judge.
No,
go ahead.
let me
What's your
tell
one
you
on?
my
Yeah.
knock.
All right. Yeah.
Is sometimes he wears tweeners for pants, and I hate it. It's like, I don't know if you guys know what that is. It's just such a, I hate that look. It's not the high socks. High socks are great. It's not the pants all the way down. It's literally in between, and it's like this much just sock showing, and sometimes it's like a white sock or just like a brown sock. It's not stirrups. They're called
That's
tweeners. And I just think it's such a whack look, and I'm like, who's letting you do this? You're about to win MVP, and somebody's letting you walk out here in tweeners? Not acceptable. It's like high waters. It's like high waters on baseball pants. It's just an awful look.
Yeah, it's not good at all. It's I would agree. I hate the tweener look. Every time I see someone, it reminds me of like a little leaguer, just cheap little league uniform. It's terrible. So on the flip side of things, on the AL side of the ball, you have Judge, who's another one of Terrence's guys that is just someone Terrence has loved for 3-4 years since he was a young pipeline guy. But he's another one like Tatis. I mean, every day it seems like he's going yard or he's helping the Yankees win a game or stay in a game or do something great. I mean, between those two guys, they're the two best guys in baseball probably right now. Although Mike Trout is coming around again since he came back from having his baby born. That guy's on a tear. So you're gonna have those three. But when I saw Tatis and I saw Judge in the segments and we wanted to talk about him today, it hit me like I want to ask the question. If you got pick one to start your franchise with, pick one. And don't think of in terms of, well, Tatis is 21 and Judge has already been in the league. Like, you get either guy at his beginning point. Which guy are you building around?
I would go Tatis, and it's because, like, he plays shortstop, and it's something about, like, building around shortstop or center field where there's just versatility there. And, like, if Judge played, like, a center field, like, he wasn't 6'7", 6'9", big, beastie right fielder, which he plays, and he plays a hell of a right field. He's an above average, a really good defender.
He might be athletic enough to play center, but I wouldn't put him there.
Yeah, you're going to find better. You know what I mean? You're going to find better to play center defensively for you. Something about middle infield or center field where I just want to build my team around you. Like, at the end of, I feel like because Tatis plays short at the end of his career, possibly, like, you could move him over to third now. Like, there's just versatility there. But I might go Tatis just for that sense, he's got all the pop in the world and he's going to hit for a high average too.
I'm a shortstop. You guys know I'm going shortstop. I'm going Tatis. Like, if I got a chance to build around a perennial shortstop, I'm doing it.
Right.
My pick would not be either. I would go Ronald Acuna, but if I added it to Tatis, because that's my guy. And just for all the same reasons you guys said, Judge is playing in right field. I do want Tatis. More balls are just simply hit up the middle, and I do the spectacular glove. So we're not even talking about defensively of how good he is enough. So I definitely would go with Tatis if I had to pick out of those two.
Yeah, I guess I would say those are probably early favorites right now for MVP of each league.
I don't know Zachary Handy because Tatis is lucky I'll say he's lucky having to compete with Cody Bellinger and Christian Yelich and Ronald Acuna, in the National League. But Aaron Judge got to go up against the man, the myth, the legend, Mike Trout for that AL MVP. And he hit another
balling right now.
And Mookie found it.
I feel that too. But this is Mike Trout, guys. Michael Trout. where he at last night again he just screams one out, bottom of the 8th inning, tied game for the Angels, and he just screams one out of the freaking stadium, 440 feet. I mean, an absolute missile. The guy is really unreal, and it's like that stinks for Judge.
Yeah,
than it is for Tatis.
And like I said, it's no slouch against Tatis. He's gonna go up against, like I just said, Bellinger, Yelich, Acuna, Betts. All these big time players in the National League. DeGrom every year gets a month for MVP notice because he just doesn't give up a run for a whole month. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Mike Trout is different. He comes back from. I don't know if he'll get it though. I don't know if Chio Soto. He is great, but I don't know if he. Mike Trout is really, like I said, man, myth, legend. We were just talking about the crazy Mike Trout stats where on his 29th birthday the other day, they said he's already got if you, add up all of his WAR throughout his career, it's already higher than anybody ever, and he's not even 30 yet. He's really just out here he's like LeBron. He's just out here carrying LeBron first time in Cleveland, just carrying a horribly ran, put together team every year. That's tough for Judge to compete against because Mike Trout's going to be there in the end for that MVP race. That's really tough for Judge.
Yeah, that's true. I do agree. But good stuff again. We got people trying to beat up the Astros. That's good news. We definitely we got it again.
I like that people are now trying to figure out how to hit them without being.
Oh, I seen that. That was funny.
They're throwing at Bregman now in the baseline, and it's like, oops, that was an accident.
Let them have all of them. Get after him.
96 from the outfield. Plink.
Yeah. Oakland.
It's probably from the third baseman throwing home. He's like, oh, I missed.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Oops, that one got away. So Oakland, Laureano from Oakland gets into it with the hitting coach, Alex Cintron.
Clown.
From Houston. Cintron's a clown for yapping at Laureano. This dude's been hit 3 or 4 times in the series, and that was the second time on the day he had been hit. So anyone who's been hit more than once by the same team, you're immediately frustrated. As someone who's played baseball, if the same pitcher hits me more than once, I'm immediately thinking something's weird. I'm just gonna
don't pitch inside if you can at that point.
Yeah, at that point,
I'll give you one.
I'll give you one. Yeah, but at that point, stop trying to come inside if you don't know how. Because now I'm annoyed, and you keep pegging me, dude. It's annoying. It hurts. Anyone who's been hit by baseball, that shit hurts. No matter where you get hit, there's places you prefer to get hit. But no place, you don't get hit anywhere, and it just flat out doesn't hurt. It always hurts.
With a curveball, though? The last one was a curveball. Yeah,
the second one's a curveball, but it's still frustrating. It's like Jake said, dude, you've already hit me once. If you can't come inside, you have to figure something else with me because now I'm annoyed. Or just let me be annoyed and leave me alone because I'm annoyed I got hit.
And everybody's like, fuck the Astros right now. So definitely, don't say anything because right now, you're just giving me a reason to want to run over there and try to knock one of you out.
Yeah, and now I got this old man coach over here running his mouth at me because I'm frustrated. And credit Laureano, dude. He was ready for the 1v30. He was like, what's good, dude?
It's Amir Garrett when you need him.
Man,
smiling.
Absolutely.
Somewhere.
I would have dropped so many people out there.
I love it.
The first message he had in his inbox when he got back to the clubhouse was from Amir Garrett, and it said, "Attaway." That's it. Just attaway.
Attaway.
Probably was throw punches next time.
It was like I always do. It had the invisible ink on the iPhone, and when he swiped his finger through it, it was from Amir Garrett, and it just said, "Love it."
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. The only thing is, the MLB still can't figure out how to suspend people. They don't understand what they're like. They don't get it. This whole, as much as I hate the bench or the hitting coach for being a weirdo and chirping and doing the whole thing, he got 20 games, dude. He just missed the whole season. Come on. There's still competitiveness out here.
What is the appropriate action when you're running over to a brawl and you have a helmet? Option 1, throw your helmet off into the ground. Option 2, throw the object of your helmet at the person. Or 3, keep your helmet on and just go into the fight with the helmet on.
I'm not the team.
I'm keeping it on.
Okay, Jacob?
You can't. Jacob, you're going down easy, dude.
What do you mean? You're going to hit my helmet. That shit going to hurt your hand. And I got protected.
Peripheral vision do you have with this?
That's what I got my boys for. I'm taking you.
This man,
it's gonna be that SpongeBob meme when shit's blurry and Jacob's like, got my helmet on.
Yeah. Oh God.
Sleep,
Terrence. Remind me to never let Jacob get in a fight with us anywhere, please. Usher this man out of here and get him somewhere safe.
I know for the baseball field, I gotta make sure I throw my helmet off because Jake is gonna have his on.
Jake gonna get knocked around the helmet on like a kid, like just like.
What option are you going?
I'm chucking it at the team, and I'm following my helmet right out. Like I'm right behind my helmet.
I
You guys
felt
are both gonna be like Bryce Harper and throw that shit into fucking left field like 50%
Whatever.
pitch.
Good. Then I'm gonna get him to look up there, and I'm gonna kick his ass. Like, come on.
mine's gonna be a combo. Like I'm throwing it and then that punch is coming right behind the helmet.
Y'all be playing too much Street Fighter. Oh my god! Just stupid combos popping off.
I've literally thrown my helmet on the ground and it's hit me in the face, so I might pull out some crazy shit and like bounce it off the ground and smack you and then come behind it with a punch. Like, you know, yeah, I might hit you with some shit, dude. Like, I've struck out in a men's league and chucked my shit on the ground and it's clipped me in the face, so them things are springy. I might get you with one.
All right. So when you did that, how did you feel?
I almost broke everything in sight. Like I went red because like you're so embarrassed and mad already, and then you do that, and now you're so embarrassed and mad twice. You'll literally like if someone were to touch you after doing that, you're gonna break their head off. Like it's just nuts. I couldn't. It's so embarrassing. And then it's like it's a men's league high school dugout, so it's like a cement floor. The whole you cracked your helmet. Now you cracked your face. You just struck out to some bum. Like it's such a mixed bag of emotions. It's so terrible. It's all bad. It's so bad.
Here's what I don't get about the suspensions. Liriano got 5 games for literally breaking every COVID policy, charging an entire team, throwing punches, getting down. Joe Kelly hit a guy with a curve ball. He hit him with a curve ball and got 8 games. What?
Did they send the picture?
Joe Kelly never hit anybody, Jake. Never even hit anybody.
I thought he hit Correa with the curveball.
He struck him out. Hello.
Oh, right. Oh, my God. Even better.
He threw behind Bregman and missed everybody. Like, come on, dude.
I thought he did actually.
Joe Kelly never hit anybody.
No, because remember, Zach's right. He struck out Correa and said, "Nice swing, bitch."
Nice swing, bitch.
Gangster.
And went, you're sad.
The Joe Kelly faces.
Oh, bring that to baseball. That is
You're
amazing.
sad.
Nice swing, bitch.
Put that-
9 straight curveballs.
Yeah, 9 straight curveballs. You still couldn't pick it up, you fucking idiot.
Well, when you don't get the pulse, man, you don't know.
Nothing makes me happier in baseball than watching the Astros just implode. Altuve with 3 errors and 1 inning. They're all batting like 100. Like, nothing makes me happier. Like, it's pretty tough to hit major league pitching when you don't really know what's coming, huh? Crazy. Fucking crazy.
Well,
What is
about this
batting
too?
The only one that was batting any sort of decent was Correa.
What's
And
Springer?
Springer?
He was hurt once.
Been hurt a lot, right?
Yeah, Springer hasn't been playing, but he's got awful.
Astros are now 7-9.
Springer's still 182. Altuve's at 183. Bregman's at 224. Correa's the only one doing damage at 345.
Fuck him.
Hey, Correa's like, all y'all can shut the fuck
God's plan. God's plan.
up. I like it. So I'm kind of glad that because at least he was talking shit this whole time, so at least he's backing it up. Like,
He was the one that was going back and forth with Cody B.
yeah, like, hey,
Shut the
yeah,
fuck up.
maybe he wasn't using the post. Maybe he just is nice. Who knows?
No, he definitely heard that trash
But
can.
he's still raking. So what? He definitely was using it though.
He gets to
There is
talk.
no so what. There is no so what.
He gets
You
to, yeah, the
cheated.
so what is he gets to talk though. If he's still smashing after the chinny, he gets to talk shit still.
I guess
talk.
but you're still a cheater. So
Yeah,
no
you're still a
shit.
mark. Absolutely, you're still a mark, but you get to talk at least.
You cheated and now you can't hit because now you just look like a mark and suck. At least it's like I didn't need it. I just cheated. Like I didn't need it, but I cheated.
We were talking about how it could be like it's kind of like psychological for them now. Like a
1,000
part of you was probably used to in those moments, getting that trash can bang or that little extra bit of information that you got.
Guys are human. The fact that their
Right.
batting average is dropped in general, and they know everybody is now like, ha, you don't have your fucking trash cans. You can't hit. Now that bat feels a lot heavier than it usually does. And
so
they're
now you want to
everything's-
prove it even worse. You want to prove it even more that like, well, I didn't need it. So now you're really in swing mode and you're really just not focused and you're really not staying to your approach. And everybody who's ever played baseball knows like if you're just in the box with a blank brain and like no approach, you've already lost the at bat. You have to have an approach and they're like you have to be looking for something, like I'm staying here with like you have to have a plan in the box. You can't just go up there and be like, well, let's get a fucking hit today. Fuck no, not at the major league level.
Shit's already in the catcher glove. You think
Absolutely, you're done. You're already back in the dugout for sure.
That's why you could at least give Correa his little bit of respect that he
Facts.
focused in smacking
Mental
and
fortitude.
It's like, He the main one talking over there, and he's backing it up.
Craig gets my respect. Like, you're still a bitch, dude. Like, I can't stand that you cheated. I'm super pissed. I'm super hurt. But like, you get my respect that you still out here banging them. Like, yeah. All right, bet.
I didn't need it, but you still cheated. But at least you can say that sorry shit. The rest of them is like, can you hit the trash can, please? Is it a curveball or a slider? I don't know. Help me.
And it's just like, it's spilling out in the defense. I mean, Altuve had that dreadful ending. You could tell like their just mind isn't in the game. And I never really wish that upon athletes, but I don't feel sorry. I'm not upset that it's happened to them.
Altuve went from being so aware to not letting them rip his damn shirt off to run back to change. But now this guy can't handle any little bit of pressure. What happened to your awareness, man? Your awareness was on 1,000 just a couple of seasons ago, but now it's not. Sucks. Don't cheat.
Definitely don't cheat.
Don't cheat, kids.
But I do think everybody cheats in baseball. I do think because they've came out with other stories like the stealing signs. I think that's why baseball didn't throw the book at anybody because he's absolutely terrified. Because the moment he does, everybody's gonna start like, "Oh, this
is gonna get real deep."
Oh shit! What do I do now? It's gonna be worse than steroids. It's gonna be 1% worse than steroids because now your game is.
The whole game has like been a cheating scandal. That would be detrimental to baseball. Oh, I don't even want to think about that. I'd cry.
Well, get the crime, my brother, because I think that is actually what was going on.
I only have one question, which seems to be always like a borderline question when we go to NFL. Do we still think there's a season a week later? What do we think this week? I love that game in COVID. That's the funniest game in all these sports in COVID is, what do we think this week? Is this what we're going to play? Like,
here's the thing. I mean,
I don't think they do.
The opening season is supposed to start September 10th, which is less than a month away, and Hard Knocks just kicks off tonight. The first episode drops tonight. I guess they take you really into like the COVID testing that they're all getting done, so they're really gonna show that and all that.
But are we really this thirsty for sports? Like, why the hell is Hard Knocks even still trying to do it this year?
I love Hard Knocks. I'm watching.
I don't know because HBO didn't have nothing to fill that slot. I don't know.
Don't get me wrong, I love Hard Knocks, but what the fuck? They're really going to try to do it during COVID right now. That's wild to me. But it's also kind of cool to see it from that perspective that you're even saying it, though.
Yeah, so I kind of agree with Terrence. I'm still thinking no. All the major college football conferences are now starting to say, no conference this, or no football, and no this, that, whatever. I'm still pessimistic about it. I won't lie. I'm not optimistic at all about it.
I still feel like there's going to be a season. Like I fully don't. There's just no way to me. These dudes don't. These fools. They're business people at a level I can't even wrap my mind around. And when you're at that level of business, you're going to do whatever you can to minimize your loss as much as possible. They can't afford to not have a season. And the people that make these decisions are involved in this business. And maybe it may sound unfair or unsensitive or however you think, but they're going to put players out there. Are we going to see every player that we want to see? Maybe not, but in my mind, there is going to be some sort of season out there because there's that much at risk. And to me, I've never seen in my life that those people are willing to put that aside for their money. And that's what it comes down to me.
I agree with that because in a sense, it is kind of far-fetched to think that it won't be a season because the difference between college and the pros is, well, the obvious difference is they're paying these guys. But the other difference is that these colleges aren't billionaire owners. Like last year, the Patriots had the flu and they took 2 planes. Like they have enough money to be able to do that. All of these guys are billionaire owners. The brokest owner in the league is still a multi-billionaire owner. That's a requirement to be an owner in the NFL. So it's like that is the difference. They would be able to put these guys in a lot of strict protocols and all this XYZ testing. But it's still a lot because they're not being in a bubble.
I heard a dude say it on the radio. I can't remember which show, but someone said on the radio, they're like, these people write literally $20 million checks. Like they can pull out their shit and write a $20 million check. Like they play on a level that we don't understand, and they're not going to let their portfolio go this much at risk. Like they're going to put something out there to minimize losses.
That's fair. That's very fair.
And I was like, you're absolutely right. Like I don't play on that field. So I don't play at that level.
One of us running slots?
Shit, dude, they're gonna do something. I'm telling you right now, people are gonna be in uniform.
I'm a really good beer league beach quarterback. Zach knows I've been able to sling it every now and then. I might have to start loosening up.
Freshman year, Block wanted me to play QB, man. I could pull it back out, man. I could scramble.
I need a very good offensive line. I'm not very athletic, so I need that Peyton Manning, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady O-line for sure.
I
I'll
don't
be
even
like,
know what I'm playing now in the shape I'm in football.
The Longest Yard when he's like, let him come through.
Yeah.
No, that was no, I'm tripping.
No, that's Sunshine.
Remember
That's
the
Sunshine.
Titans.
Sunshine.
I'm tripping.
Let him
The
through.
Titans. Let
Come on, bro. After you took down
I
Rev
think
like
they
that,
actually do
you don't
that
get to
playing
take down
both.
Rev.
I'm
Now
pretty
me
sure.
and JJ Watt. Let him come through. I got this.
I don't
Flip.
know what I'm playing in football.
That's
right
a
now.
foul, ref.
On the quarterback? Are you kidding me?
I'm definitely not in good enough shape to get any separation on the edge. Can't guard anybody over the top.
I know what position Zach's playing.
I'm not hitting anybody over the middle. I'm not a linebacker, you know.
Fullback. Zach's fullback.
I think
I'm
Zach
not
would
blocking
be
anybody. They running right through me, dude.
Yeah,
What
but we just
leverage
need-
do I look like I'm getting?
LB. LB. I think Zach
bench?
would be.
Left bench.
Yeah, I'm like kick holder. I'm like backup, like
There you
third
go.
string QB kick holder. Like
We're gonna
I'm
get
in
out.
terrible football shape right now.
Greatest moments in football history. And Romo was the kick holder and muffed the kick.
And then almost won the game and almost ran it in. He literally fell like half a yard short, picking it up and trying to run it in. Like unbelievable.
He got smacked trying to get an end zone. That's why he didn't get in.
After he dropped that ball, he was willing to die to get that ball in the end zone right there. He got smacked. That was
They hit that field goal, correct?
yeah.
Holy shit, that sucks, Romo.
Yeah. Pure Cowboy stuff right there. You know what? That is I wanted to ask you guys about Russ's new persona. How do we feel about the new nickname, the new persona?
What's his new nickname?
You don't know about Russ Wilson's new persona, new nickname?
No.
He's now known as Mr. Unlimited.
Mr. Unlimited. What's that? Mr. Unlimited. I don't get it. Can we
Because
walk
he's
me through?
unlimited, bro. He's fucking. It's unlimited for him. What do you mean? You want him to throw touchdowns? He's got unlimited of them. You want him to go? Does he have another gear? Unlimited gears, bro. It's Mr. Unlimited.
Okay, well, the fact that you had to break it down for me already makes me feel like it
What?
wasn't good for me.
Fire. That's a fire persona. I can't wait. Wait till the first 2-minute drill when he bangs it out, and you're gonna be like, "Damn, Mr. Unlimited out there popping off." You about to and you're like, "Damn." Say it. Say Mr. Unlimited. It feels great.
Mr.
That's
Unlimited.
He is
It
corny,
didn't
but
sound bad.
it made
So
him
bad.
What happened?
I don't know. He said
Like-
something in an Instagram post like everyone got these personas or this, that. He's like, I need mine. I need my ego, alter ego. He's like, I'm
Did
Mr.
he have a
Unlimited.
cape when he said it?
What? He was on
What-
Instagram being corny dad when he said it, but I loved it.
A fucking superhero cape on, Mr. Unlimited. Like, what the
Yeah.
hell is that? That
It's
shit.
banging.
Mr. Incredible's sidekick. I don't know.
Bleacher Report put out a picture of this fool super yoked lifting today with like a face mask and was like Mr. Unlimited in the gym. I was fired up. Fired.
He's a great player, though. Don't get me wrong.
I was so fired up.
Top
I was like, am I a
Five
Seahawks
in the
fan? What
game.
just happened?
Russ is the man, but that dude's a little corny.
Love it. I was like, yeah, I'm about to be tweeting all of. I can't wait for football season because I'm running with it on Twitter heavy.
You also got to run with Mitchell Trubisky.
Hey, you know what, man? So, anyways, that's enough about football.
Dang.
NCAA actually just dropped was it yesterday and today about the Big Ten and stuff. I know you guys wanted to talk about that real quick. So no seasons, like nothing in the fall, nothing's going on.
No college
We
basketball.
both mentioned it last time. I have no different take. It's to me until you tell me students can come to class and experience it too. I cannot ask the student athletes to do it.
What
It
about what
does-
Trevor Lawrence was saying, where like essentially guys feel safer under the protocols and with the medical staffs and
That may be
these
true.
extra
That may be
measures?
true, but we're not here to like. Yes, you are a student athlete, but your enrollment, Zach, as a student, fucking calculus major, is just as important as my enrollment as a fucking offensive lineman or whatever it is. Okay, so I don't get to get special treatment and get to feel safer in my eyes just because I play football. And now you still have to stay in your pajamas and take online classes, and now you can't come to the game, which I said last week. It's one of the reasons we do this. One of the reasons I decided I wanted to go to Clemson over my local college was because, hey, I can't wait to go to Death Valley every Saturday and be in that student scrum and be about it. That's
in
why I
all-
paid the tuition.
In all fairness, like that football player is making the university the money. Like if he wants to play and he feels safer, like why can't they go play just because the other kids that don't going to calculus class is not making the university like money like the guy does playing football.
Oh, really? Because when I go, really, Zach? Because when I when I leave this school with my degree from Clemson and I go help, create the vaccine for COVID, and I become a millionaire, whatever, and I start donating that big fancy building that's named after a guy that you don't even fucking know.
dope.
Then I have made
super rare and not guaranteed. Like when I go to play football on Saturday, it's guaranteed I'm bringing in millions for the university.
What's also guaranteed is the tuition that their parents pay every month, though. So
Right.
it's not like
that's not making the money. The money that I just paid you that's not guaranteed.
Football, no, not in terms of football. No.
Not in terms of football.
But we can't.
But those kids don't get their own scholarships if other people aren't paying tuition.
Absolutely, we can't put one kid's just because he plays football. He can't. His enrollment can't be viewed, at least in my eyes, as more important like that than another kid who's there because he wants to hire his education.
Well, because think about it like this. You're looking at it like from a major school perspective. Think about like the MAC. They don't have any. They're not making a bunch of money from TV deals like that. They're bringing all those kids off scholarship deals because of the tuition, most likely, and XYZ. Like, yeah, a lot of donors and sponsorships is helping contribute to that. But schools who are not the biggest definitely rely on tuition. So it's like just like in Jake's point, like it's fucked up for you to treat the guy who wants to be an accountant any different than the guy who has to get to go to school every day because he's a wide receiver. Like, I still want the same experience because I'm paying for it.
I understand that you're paying for it. I'm telling you right now, I'm looking at it realistically through the eyes of the school. Like, on any level, sports are going to bring the school in a lot more money than just people going there for tuition. Like, sports are driving.
Nobody's disagreeing with that.
Okay, so it's like I understand why they want to get the athletes in school before the regular students. Like that makes sense to me.
I understand that, but it's the
question. Like, what's the problem then?
It's not morally right. It's not morally right.
Wow. They're still getting their education and stuff, right? Like you got to start. You still like I said, it's about minimizing loss. Like how can I minimize loss as a university to get my sports to still bring me in some revenue? Like you guys, I'm sorry that I sound insensitive, but like. You guys are just too compassionate, and it's not realistic to me sometimes.
But that's the conversation we had outside the podcast, just like with family and stuff, where that's the problem with American capitalism, where it's all about milking the last dollar out of everything, and you can't find the gray area of what's right for the fucking humanity. You have no humanity. Like
I'm not taking kids away. I'm not taking away their education. You know, I'm not.
You just told me I'm not as important as the next kid. Because
I'm sorry. There are people that are more important than others. Like that's that's realistic.
Players are gonna go help, cure fucking cancer or whatever it is. And now
the kid stop his education though, am I? I'm still giving his education. He just can't come on campus yet. This guy gets to come back first. That's crazy absurd.
It's the reason I paid $100,000 a year was so I could experience.
I definitely think that if this is the route they go, I think people that aren't allowed on campus deserve like reimbursement or like drop tuition. I understand that. I can definitely agree.
The same way for major high school programs.
What do you like? As I guess it would be like a private school then, because the private athletics and high schools give them. Yeah, I believe is Bishop Gorman private.
Yes.
Or you're saying like top tier.
Yeah, like any school where their football or basketball program is bringing in a lot of money.
Right.
Like
I guess to a sense, yeah. As long as like at that level, now we're not working with adults anymore, right? At that level, we're working with children. So I would have to say if the parents of the athletes and all that like are okay with it, then I would not be opposed to that. Off initial thought.
I'm just wondering.
It's just there's a part in humanity that I think we all need to tap into where. And that's the problem. Everybody tells you it's not realistic, and that's kind of like, I'm not trying to get too political with everything, but it's kind of with everything that's going on in the world. When you continuously say something's not realistic, then yes, it's not realistic. If you continuously say, hey, we're going to work better for the better of our people and give everybody, their chance, then it becomes a more realistic goal. So when you keep brushing it under, well, it's not realistic to live in a utopia where racism doesn't exist. Yeah, at that point, it's not realistic. But once you can tap into fucking humanity and say, we could all be better. We could work better at this. And we can find a middle ground where the outcome isn't strictly about saving this zillionaire a couple extra fucking pennies. Then I think you build your society into more of the society you'd like to see.
I think that's fair. And you're right. The more you say it's not possible, it's not possible. I'm not trying to save these zillionaires money in college. I'm trying to keep the universities like with good funding and lots of money in the university, which you think like all football money doesn't get put right back into football. Like football money, obviously a lot of it does.
It funds
the university. Like they help fund the entire university. So it's like, I get what you're saying, Jake, but at the college level and the school level, like I think it's a good idea, so that way you can keep revenue in your university for all things considered, not just sports.
Just hard thing to ask to me for those students to do that. Hey,
It's a hard
you
thing.
can't come on campus, but I'm gonna let all of these dudes come in and do their thing every day. It's just a tough ask for me.
And I'm
Tough
not
pill to swallow. Tough pill to swallow if I'm the guy that can't come back and experience my college experience.
also like, what about the kids who are just not gonna play pro? Like they're just going back just to play this season.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a weird thing. Like you're not paying me, and now I'm putting my life in danger for the sake
I
of.
think there definitely needs to be like an agreement. I don't think like they should force the athletes back. I think there should be like no repercussions if they don't want to come back.
You're not. If you don't have NFL dreams, why are you playing? Because you're playing for the love, the experience, the college memories. Well, those memories are no longer fucking there because nobody's at the school. So now you're selling to the guy who's playing at the University of Connecticut. Hey, man, we need you just to help make us some money, brother, because the sake of the university. And it's like, well, you ain't paying me none of this money, and you're just telling me to save your school when all I really need to do was come here for this college experience, and I'm not getting this anymore. So it's just so weird to me, and I don't understand how they're gonna do
Tough
that.
situation, you know. I hear you guys. It's tough, but I don't know. I look at it through a very, and I feel insensitive saying it. I just look through it through a different lens than you guys. Insensitive, you know. I feel like I definitely look at it through a different lens. Than you guys. And I'm not sure who's right. You know, I could very well be wrong. I don't know what this is like such a weird time. I don't know what the right approach to any of this is. I don't know if any of us here do, you know, but it's interesting, man. It's crazy. Hopefully we get college sports back around in the spring, though. Okay. Well,
I don't think
sometimes I feel like I don't know. I feel like I'm like a Scrooge McDuck sometimes when I say that. So I don't know.
But not in that case. But to me, it's just like even with basketball, it's just crazy because at least the NFL was able to finish their. I mean, not the NFL. College football finished their playoff and whatnot. Basketball never even got to go into March Madness, and you still have players who are now going to be affected 2 years now.
I worked the Big West tournament. We set up the whole tournament for that day as the teams rolled in, and just right as we finished setting up is when the season got canceled that day. And that's a mid-major, right? Whoever wins that tournament is going to be somewhere between a 14 and 16 seed. That conference is only sending one team to the tournament. That's every kid's last hurrah there. And I saw a lot of kids crying because they weren't going to be able to finish that dream, and it broke my heart. It was really tough. It sucked.
Tough, for sure.
Yeah, it's super tough.
Well, then to be happy, you know, to turn it to a lighter note, and to be Scrooge McDuck, who wants to collect some shekels? Anyone who's out there, I've been fairly hot with the parlays, man. Anyone who's been following other team or following me on Twitter knows I've been betting, and we've been pretty hot. So I had a good Sunday. Some picks.
Zach, your parlay pundit.
Yeah, I've given a few picks to the public lately. I gave one a few weeks back on the pod, and it smacked, and then I gave another to some listeners about a week ago that also hit. So to try to stay hot, I got some more picks for the public because I'm a man of the people. I just want to see everyone prosper. You know, if you want to go risk some dough, I want to help you turn it into some more dough. That's just the type of guy I am.
Tap in.
You know what I'm saying? So always tap in with me if you guys are interested in bets, man. Always tap into the other team and me. I'm always happy to have the conversation or maybe give you a few things I like, dislike if you have any questions. But for my picks, they're for Wednesday. So don't feel like, oh my God, I didn't listen to the podcast on Tuesday afternoon when they put it out. Damn it, I missed my chance at some money. Psh, you got till Wednesday to get these picks in. Go ahead and mix and match, parlay them, throw all of your money on one of them, whatever you want to do. This is what I got for you. Leading off with baseball, we got Twins. Maeda's on the mound. He's been a little streaky on the bump, but the lineup is coming around for the Twins. They did win on Monday night. I anticipate they'll probably beat the Brewers again tonight. You know, betting against the Brewers is a pretty good bet these days until Yelich heats up. They lost Low Kane for the season. He opted out, and now Yelich can't find it. They're a little streaky offensively. I like the Twins and the Twins in that lineup. Next, we got the Phillies. They're going up against Baltimore. Just about any time Alex Cobb is not pitching, you're probably safe to have pretty good odds against Baltimore. So I'll keep it short and sweet there. Take the Phillies. They're against Baltimore, one of the worst lineups in the league. Here's one that I think people might be a little surprised about. It's going to be Nats versus Mets. Take the Mets, and if you can, this looks like a really close game. Get your good odds. Go find that plus 1.5 if you can find it anywhere. If not, take a money line. You should be fine. Waka's been great. He's found the changeup. He's been a much better pitcher this year as opposed to some recent years. So I would go Mets. I really like them on Wednesday. I think that's a good play. Those three teams right there, those seem like some of the strongest plays to me. Some other stuff I've been looking at too is like Yankees. Yankees are a tough team to pick against, and the Dodgers. Those lineups are tough. They put up a lot of runs. Those two teams, you should look into them a lot. Those guys win a lot. But for Wednesday, I got Twins, Phillies, Mets, a couple basketball plays. Thunder are staying hot, man. I like to ride them.
You want to say Walker's on the IR?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, as of right now, I got him starting through Bovada and through my Yahoo Sports app.
Walker went to the IO with shoulder inflammation.
You said 2 days ago?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting, because they still have him up as this starter. Okay.
Yeah, Walker's nice.
Given that, go ahead and scratch the Mets there. Don't play around. You don't want to play mix and match and get into with like a last-second starter or something like that. Definitely stay away from them then. I would go old reliable right now is the Rockies. It's the hottest team in the West. They kind of refuse to lose, man. They put up a lot of runs, and you're going to get Senzatella, one of their better arms. So you go there. Luke Weaver's on the other end of the bump. That's a good backup. So you can scratch Mets. You can go Rockies right there. That's a good play. They've done good for me this year. Rockies and Cubbies are two teams that have treated me well. As far as basketball, like I said, I'm riding the hot hand of the Thunder, man. They're heading into the playoffs on the right foot. They look good. It's a tough matchup with the Heat.
You look good.
But
you look good.
They look good to me. I like the Thunder. I think if you could maybe find an alternate line and maybe get like plus 3.5 points to be safe, it feels like a close game. Maybe take that if you're going to parlay it, try to give yourself a little bit of a safety net. But if you're going to play money line picks, I like the Thunder in that game. They're going to be off some rest, and they're going to be look to be playing well, and that's not the type of team that's going to be rest people to me going into the playoffs. They're a type of team that's kind of wants the momentum, wants to play well, wants to be about their business and kind of working on all cylinders. And those are the type of teams you kind of want to bet on these last two games in the bubble. It's just a tough team and great team to bet for is Raptors. I got Raptors on Wednesday. It's always a safe team. They're going to be gritty. They're going to be tough. And they're really going to be in almost every game. They don't really get blown out a lot. So you're at least going to give yourself some room to work there. And with Philly being so banged up, they're probably going to want to rest Embiid, get ready for that playoff series. Raptors, preferably with the point spread, whatever the line breaks out at. You don't have a line yet. It probably won't drop until tonight. But it'll probably be Raptors around 6 or 7.5 points. Take them with the points. They should roll right over Philly.
And then once
Zach with the parlays.
Once you place those bets, make sure you go right back to Thrive and drop that other team code in.
Exactly. Once you place those bets, then you're going to go to Thrive Fantasy, and you're going to go pick your fantasy lineup, and you're going to win double like that. You're going to go make some sports bets and win. Then you're going to go to check your Thrive Fantasy app. You're going to be winning there. And then you're going to go to the other team podcast, like, subscribe, review, and say, damn, they made me some money this week.
And then you go ahead and check out Magic City and get those lemon pepper Will.
And get the wing platter.
Yeah.
And then it just sounds like a hell of a week.
My Oakland A's futures bet that I laid out here is looking phenomenal. A's are 12-5, and it was at plus 2,000 was when I mentioned it, and it's now only plus 700 because people are liking the A's.
Yeah.
Lizardo, he looks good.
Yeah,
he does look very good.
I love Lizardo. As long as that shoulder stays healthy, you're going to be in for a treat.
I'm saying, A's are still out there at plus 700. They're looking good. You look good.
You look good.
I will say our lovable White Sox that we thought was a sleeper is still kind of asleep. They just keep hovering right around 500. They're 8-9.
Leo again.
They said they're still kind of asleep.
Yeah, I'm like, man, but we'll keep an eye on them. I still like the White Sox. You can catch them with some favorable matchups. But that's some good bets, man. If you guys are listening, go ahead and write those down Wednesday. Padres, great team to bet the overs in a lot of Padres games. That's the best lineup in baseball, man. If you guys can find some good over lines, you're going to want to take them.
Before we get off baseball, is it time to worry about Manny Machado?
That's funny you say that. I'm watching the game, and I'm thinking... I think we might. I mean, we can have that conversation. I think it's kind of fair.
Did you just get your cash and not give a shit no more, or
Dodgers
got the face like that? Like he don't care. He does have the face like I don't care.
I don't care that you don't run out every ground ball, but bro, still care about playing, dog.
Still care about hitting like 280 or something at least. Like, come on, dude. Like,
I'll tell you now, nobody's hitting that Dustin May pitch that's going around where he got the first one was his last start, and then this next one was Manny Machado that he just got the other night. I'll try now. Ain't nobody hitting that. You could have an Orr. You could have I don't know, a bigger bat, whatever, smaller bat for the bat control. Nobody's touching that thing. That's two seam with just.
Babe Ruth would hit that shit 600.
Not a chance, brother.
600 yards, I should say.
Them motherfuckers ain't never seen a pitch like that.
Was an alien for throwing something like that.
He might be an alien. That thing is wicked, bro. I mean, it's literally.
I can't even get out of frame enough to show you the how much it's breaking.
Yeah, it's pretty filthy, man. It's, whew, gosh, it gives me nightmares just thinking about it. I wouldn't even want to see that thing.
Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go watch like a funny movie. I'm terrified actually, just thinking about that thing.
But as always, what have we been up to in the last week, man? I know we've all been watching Bubble and sports and whatnot, but anyone do anything cool or?
I'm gonna
That's not
take
very
this
cool,
moment to scream at Jacob because this guy has not watched Last Chance U.
Yeah, I've never really watched like a full season. I've watched just like an episode here or there with you and John Braun.
Like, what, 5 seasons now? I want to say.
It's so
Let me hear
good.
it.
Year of football, they brought it even to California. Next Last Chance U will be basketball, which should be interesting. Even I do think football players probably have a little bit more turned up stories, but that might just be my bias. But yeah, Jake, get on or get lost, man.
Man.
I'm getting lost behind it right
Yeah,
now.
what
I'm
are we-
embarrassed. I just got
You're
roasted. I'm
embarrassed.
embarrassed to say what I've been doing for the
Oh,
past
God.
week.
Please tell me what you've been doing besides watching at least the first season of Last Chance U.
I've been really heavily into Pokemon Go again.
Oh, here we go. Oh my God. You could be watching Last Chance U and you're sweating at the park battling a Blastoise. You live in the valley. It's not even healthy for you to be playing Pokemon during the day right now, dude.
We be out there in the mornings, man. We got a
my
great
Lanta.
park that I've
What's
go
your
around.
best-
I just got a Gyarados. It was Magikarp Day, so I got a Dragonite.
I just got a Dragonite. My Dragonite's pretty beast. I got a Dragonite and a Gyarados that are pretty. I got a shiny Gyarados too, man. You know, I was out there.
Swear!
Wow.
We out here. That's what I've been doing for the past week. I wasn't too embarrassed to say it, and then I got roasted for not watching the sports stuff, and I'm like, ooh.
That's embarrassing.
Nah,
Is that what you've been watching?
Don't let us hate on you. That's
I just started the last season of Ozark that I've been meaning to catch up on, and it's pretty good, man. I do like Ozark. Ozark's spectacular. So I'm catching up on the 3rd season of that. But what I want to get into now, after yesterday, I went and looked through a bunch of baseball cards with my buddy, and I brought a big old stack home. So now I think I'm on the lookout for baseball cards. So if anyone has baseball cards that they don't want, or football or basketball cards, hit me up because I want them. And I'm gonna start buying some. I think again.
I'm
Like,
so
every
glad
time I
you-
go to Walmart or like Target, every time I go before I hit the checkout, I think I'm gonna grab like a pack and
Hold
start
up.
trying to collect
Don't
some.
leave, Zach. I might have something to show you. I don't even know if I still have it. Let me look real
I'm
quick.
so
If I
glad
can
you
real
did
quick.
that, Zach. Like, I was telling Jacob that yesterday. Like, when you see me that card, I was like, that's funny as hell because last week I had bought a bunch of packs of old basketball cards that were unopened. And they're, I think, here today.
Yeah.
And they're like 80s, 90s, and 2000
No one
cards.
even opened them, so there could be like a rookie card in there. That's sick. Where'd you get them? Like, where'd you find them?
I'm not going to say it on there.
Okay.
I'm joking. I found it on Amazon and eBay. It was
Oh,
just-
that's super cool.
Yeah.
How much did you like? How much were they? Like, that's risky to just not open them and sell them. That's crazy.
I have a full
Brandon
3-ring
Baxter, like,
binder, Zach, of all the cards that we used to get.
I know. I want to. This is why I want to do. Yeah, I got to. I got to put mine in there like that. Did you organize them in any way, or did you just throw them in there?
Just by like sport, kind of, but not really. Honestly,
Oh,
not even by
God.
sport.
Find mine at home. Holy shit, I have one. Of
I have a
some,
ton. Look, I have a ton.
I picked up. I must have.
Over
I
here.
brought home like 30, 40, maybe 50 baseball cards from like the late 80s, early 90s yesterday that are really cool. So, I'm gonna
Hey,
start collecting.
A lot of them are baseball. I got a couple of footballs in here.
man, I have a folder just like that, but I don't know where it's at home, man. And it had probably 500 cards.
Yeah, I got all my cards like in a box and stuff. I just gotta get. I gotta go on Amazon.
I think I put some
so
of
that's
these
what
ones
that's what I'm
like that I
doing.
liked up front, like or maybe it's just coincidental that Kershaw and Dante Fowler are the 2 first ones. Dante Fowler, rookie. I got a Kershaw in here. I got a Dion Waiters OKC card staring me in my eyeball right now. Oh man, hopefully I don't know. Let me see if I can pull this out. This Steve Adams is hilarious. Look at the hair on this guy. Look at the hair on Stevie Boy here, baby Steve.
Oh.
That card is hard too. That's dope.
Yeah, I like a bunch of these like. there's
Trading
like a-
cards are dope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, it's cool. So I think that's what that's gonna be my new hobby in quarantine and stuff, and I'm gonna try to get that going. So like I said, anyone sees cards or has cards from your dad, grandpa, or you or something that you don't want, hit us up, man. I'd love to take them off your hands. I'm looking for cool stuff, and don't worry about them being like the greatest rookie card or anything. I'll take anything. I just like to collect them and get some cool stuff going.
Some of the comic shops that I go to, that I've been to, have like a lot of trading card things. If you go to, if next time you're in Palmdale, Zach, you know that comic spot right there off
Right
of
off the-
Avenue M or whatever. They have like an immense
sports trading card collection. So next time you're out there, you should try to check that out.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do that. So yeah, I think comics and trading cards are on my new horizon to be about as nerdy as possible.
And when we do that, because we're gonna all probably go as like a unit. We're gonna show you guys the inside scenes of that. So stay tuned, stay tapped in, like as always.
Yeah, that should be fun, man. As always, this podcast brought to you by Thrive Fantasy. Don't forget to prop up and thrive. Download your Thrive Fantasy app. If you deposit 20 or more and you use the code the other team, you're gonna get another $20 on top of it. Plus, we're gonna get $20, so everybody wins. Go ahead and thrive with fantasy. Also, brought to you by 5 Star Vintage. All your best retro and vintage gear, band T-shirts, vintage jerseys, cool little stuffed animal stuff from the 90s, a little wrestler doll. It's got all sorts of stuff. 5starvintage.com, promo code other team, all one word. You're gonna get 15% off, man. So go ahead and handle those. And as always, brought to you by Thrive Fantasy and 5 Star Vintage. P. Ewing card. That one's pretty sick, dude. I like the glossy shine and stuff. That's pretty cool. As always, man, Terrence, you know how to take us out, man.
It's the other team, Mamba Feather.